In our most recent video, we showed you how to get to Sintra from Lisbon and the best ways to get around Sintra once you're there. That video is up here and in the description.
In this video, we'll walk you through a comprehensive Sintra day trip itinerary and share some tips for making the most out of your journey.
All resources and tickets mentioned throughout this video are linked down in the description, so be sure to check those out after watching. Okay, first things first, wake up and get moving early. I know, it's vacation, but we're going to maximize this PTO day by cramming in as many sites as possible, so get those alarms set. We recommend arriving to Rossio Station sometime between 7:30 and 7:45 in order to catch a train around 8 o'clock or a little bit after. This should be enough time to get your tickets and onto the platform, which, as we mentioned in our other video, we recommend the round-trip train and Sintra bus combo ticket for 14 euros. Pro tip, board the train as far away from the ticket stalls as possible, as the front cars on the train are the closest to the exit at Sintra Station. The 40-minute train ride will put you in Sintra around 9 a.m., which will give you a comfortable 15 to 20 minutes to walk to the bus station, as the first buses don't start running until between 9:15 and 9:30. You'll exit the train station by making an almost 180-degree turn to your right and walk to the 434 bus stop on that street, which is called Miguel Bombarda. Arriving early will give you the best chance at making one of the first buses, as they tend to get rather crowded as the day goes on, and our first attraction would be a 45-minute uphill walk otherwise. Our first stop is Peña Palace, Sintra's most popular attraction. This is a 19th century, brightly colored, romanticist palace sitting on top of a hill that you'll probably recognize if you've done even an ounce of research on Sintra. Visiting here first should result in the smallest crowds the palace will see all day. From the train station, the bus ride on the 434 route is roughly 20 minutes, with a subsequent walk of 15 to 20 minutes to the palace from the bus stop. When purchasing time tickets here, the earliest we suggest is 10:15 to 10:30 in case transportation plans don't go exactly as expected. The timed portion of this ticket is strictly for going inside the palace. The outside of the palace and the grounds can be explored at any point throughout the day with your ticket, which is arguably the best part. If you end up tight on time, we suggest skipping touring the inside of the palace and soak up the views around it instead. At this point, you can probably see that we got rained on extremely hard during our visit to Sintra, which, after talking with a few staff members, is supposedly extremely rare, so fingers crossed that you have better luck than us when it comes to the weather. Give yourself around 90 minutes to 2 hours in total exploring Peña Palace and its surroundings, and then start your 15 to 20 minute walk downhill to our next stop.
We've read that a lot of people skip this site, but it was honestly the highlight of our trip to Sintra. Arrive at the grounds of the Moorish castle around noon or a little after. These tickets are not timed, so there's no real pressure to watch the clock on the way over. Exploring this 10th century castle involves a fair amount of incline, but it's well worth it for the views of the fortress and the rest of Sintra. It's like a mini Great Wall of China, and there's also a stunning view of Peña Palace from the top. Give yourself an hour to 90 minutes here, and no matter what you read online, do not skip this stop in your itinerary.
By now, you've almost certainly worked up a hunger, which means it's a great time to start the 25-minute downhill walk to the city center. You can also take the 434 bus from here, which would stop at Peña Palace before heading into the city center. Check Google Maps for the next available bus and take a peek at the bus stop to see if you would even make the next bus to help in making your transportation decision. There is certainly no shortage of food and pastry options once you arrive in the historic city center, as well as some charming shops that you can browse while you wait for your food to settle. We wish we would have spent more time here, so we recommend spending 90 minutes to 2 hours in this portion of Sintra.
After refueling and wandering the quaint streets, it's time for our final stop, Quinta de Regulera. It's an easy 10 to 15 minute walk from the city center, or only one stop away via the 435 bus. We definitely recommend walking, but see how you're feeling and weigh your options. Entry here is flexible, no need to rush because these tickets are not timed. The grounds are far more impressive than the palace itself, so we recommend heading straight to the initiation well. Check out the unique, impressive view from the top, then follow the spiral staircase all the way down to the bottom. From there, take a look up, maybe snap a picture, and exit through the tunnel system below. There are also several fountains, towers, and grottos that we recommend exploring throughout the grounds for the next couple hours. This should be no trouble at all given the size of the area. Closing time is 7:30 May through September and 6:30 October through April.
At this point, the day is coming to a close, so it is time to start making your way back back to Lisbon. If you have some extra time or maybe want to have dinner in Sintra, we recommend stopping back in the historic city center. From Quinta da Regaleira, it's the same two options to get back there, a 10 to 15 minute walk or one stop away on the 435 bus. Once you're ready to head back to Lisbon from the city center, it's a short 10-minute walk or one stop away on the 434 bus to get back to the train station. Return trains run roughly every 30 minutes, with the last one leaving just before midnight. I found that Google Maps keeps accurate timetables for these trains, and the round trip ticket you purchased earlier gives you the flexibility to take any of them back to Lisbon. Once you leave, it's about 40 minutes back to Rossio Station in Lisbon. All right, a few tips to help you get the most out of your visit.
Wear good shoes since there's a healthy amount of walking involved. Bring water and snacks to refuel between all the different stops. And try to plan your trip for a weekday, as it tends to be slightly less busy than the weekends.
If any of the stops we mentioned don't interest you, or perhaps you end up staying overnight and spending another day in Sintra, consider researching and checking out the National Palace of Sintra in the city center and Palacio de Montserrat, which is easily accessible on the 435 bus route. These were both on our radar, especially Montserrat, but there simply isn't enough time in a single day to see everything Sintra has to offer.
That said, if you feel passionately about visiting more than 3 of Sintra's main sites, consider staying overnight so you have 2 full days to explore. Had we known how much we were going to love Sintra, this is something we would have strongly considered.
Though you can certainly pack the main sites into an eventful day trip, seeing all of Sintra definitely requires 2 days. Though this guide is geared towards those who wish to plan their own day trip to Sintra, if listening to us ramble for the past several minutes about itineraries and activities and tickets and buses and trains is a little bit overwhelming, we've included some highly rated guided tours down in the description that may be a better fit for you. These tours include round-trip transportation from Lisbon and tickets for all the activities along the way.
Regardless of how you plan to spend your Sintra adventure, we recommend purchasing all tickets as far in advance as you feel comfortable with. Lines for tickets grow throughout the day, and timed entry tickets can sell out.
If you found this video helpful, please consider purchasing tickets through our links, as they do provide us with a small commission, which doesn't cost you anything and is a very easy way to help support us and the channel. Any and all support is very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Until next time, safe travels, friends.